Hey, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were kind of panicking, sweating, having some type of nerves going wild? Maybe it was a meeting, maybe it was a party, a social gathering, something of that nature. Well, that's called social anxiety, and you're not alone. There's a lot of people who suffer from that. So, how do we overcome this? Well, that's what I'm going to discuss today. I got three major tips for how to overcome it, and we're about to dive in. So, tip number one, we got to throw out the high value that we place on other people's opinions. We got to debunk that. We got to get rid of it. Man, other people's opinions don't matter more than our own, but we put a high value on our moms, our dads, our brothers, our sisters, our co-workers, our boyfriend, our girlfriend, our husband, our wife. I can just give you a whole slew, but we put high value in other people's opinions. Yes, we love them, we can cherish them, all those things. But the anxiety comes into play when we worry about what they think about how we look, how we dress, how we talk, how we walk, how we do anything. This gives us social anxiety when we step into a party or to a gathering. We got to throw these values out. And a perfect example of a person who's done this is a person like Elon Musk. I know Elon Musk, right? I know. We all have our opinions about Elon Musk and what he's done with X and the things he's been doing lately, but he's a perfect example because he was ridiculed. He was made fun of. He was the butt of people's jokes when it came to him trying to start Tesla. People said he was going to fail and wasn't going to succeed. When he stepped into a room, they laughed. When he did interviews, they gave him a glaring review. All right, it was side glaring. So Elon Musk had to overcome this social anxiety of being pointed at and being in public and being able to just really focus on the task at hand. So he pushed forward. That's how he succeeded. He pushed forward. So if you want to overcome this form of social anxiety, you got to push forward. But how did he do it? Why did he do it? It's because he didn't allow other people's opinions to dictate his actions. I'm going to say that again. He didn't allow other people's opinions to dictate his action. So you want to overcome this by pushing forward. Don't let other people's opinions dictate your actions. Is there something now that you are allowing people to dictate that you don't do? Are you worried about what they're going to say about you, the feedback, or whether they're going to laugh? You might need to do it. You might need to get on the job and do it now. Now, tip number two. Tip number two is going to be almost the opposite. It's going to be taking your power back. It's about building up self value and your uniqueness, embracing who you are, embracing your value and your opinions matter more than anybody else. If you believe, if you care, that's what matters the most. And the person who embodied this the best to me in my life is somebody like Oprah Winfrey. I mean, come on, you got to think about it. When she was getting on the air in Chicago back in those days, no one looked like her. There wasn't very many black women, first of all, and then heavier black women. I mean, and aesthetically not as attractive as society would say. I mean, she stepped up. You don't think she had anxiety about stepping into a room or being on TV in front of millions and people comment, "Oh, that dress didn't look good on her because it doesn't go on a big girl," and all these other kind of craziness. What kind of makeup does she wear? She's too dark for that. So she had anxiety. And if she would allow that to kind of stop her, she wouldn't be able to achieve the dreams that she has now and become a billionaire, right? So, how does she overcome this social anxiety and push forward? Well, she didn't allow other people's expectations, what she should look like, how she should walk, how she should talk, to dictate who she was and what her value is. So again, she didn't let other people's expectations dictate who she was and what her value was. She embraced her uniqueness. What you need to do is you need to look at yourself as a gem, a precious gem, and you need to polish your uniqueness every day. And that allow you to shine a little bit brighter. So kind of keep that and see if that will help you overcome this social anxiety. I think it will, because it helped me in my own personal social anxieties. I was able to overcome by using these people as examples, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. Now, let's go on to tip number three. Tip number three is that there's no such thing as perfection. Everyone's flawed. Everyone's flawed. There's no such thing as perfection. So if we're all human and everyone's flawed and there's no such thing as perfection, then why are we valuing other people's opinions? Why are we valuing other people's expectations? We should be valuing our own. We're going to value any flawed opinions or expectation, it should be our own. We have to realize that we're human, that everyone's human, everyone makes mistakes, even high profile people. Again, I'm using people who I admired in history and through business. And Richard Branson is one prime example. He's a high profile person. He owns Virgin Group, which is Virgin Airlines, Virgin Records, but he has had numerous of failed ventures. Oh my gosh. He has had more probably fail than succeed, but he never allowed his setbacks to determine his value. You get it? All this comes down to value, to value, to value. That's why it says the boogeyman is what you put in your head of your value. He didn't let these setbacks, dictate his value. He just learned from them, and he overcame them, and he allowed them to help him with his future success. And bam, I just gave you three examples of how to overcome social anxiety, to get rid of the boogeyman, because it really doesn't exist. It's all in our head in the value that we place on things. We had three examples of people who use these things to overcome their social anxiety. We had Elon Musk, we had Oprah Winfrey, and we had Richard Branson. If they can push through, so can you. I believe in you. So don't let other people's opinions dictate your actions. Don't let other people's expectations dictate your value or who you are. And don't let your setbacks dictate your value as well. Folks, it's simple as that. Practice those three tips, and I promise you, you'll have a better outcome on the other side. Hey, folks, if you think this was helpful in any way, I want you to put comments down below. I want you to share your experiences with us in reference to social anxiety. And also, check out these other videos that I have up here, things that help you be able to grow and continue to get stronger. This is your boy, J.I., a Random Podcast. I see you on the other side.